How's it going, everybody? This is the third video in my new college application help series. In this video, we'll be talking about some tips and my personal thoughts on how to write the dream essay to get into your dream college. If you haven't watched the previous videos on grades and test scores, please make sure to check them out. Before we start, I just want to quickly plug my resources down below. One is a Calendly link where you can schedule a free phone call with me to discuss future potential college consulting services. And the second one are some resources that will help you with your application process. And as always, feel free to email me at arnold.setiatti@yale.edu for college advice, or if any of these pose a financial burden for you. All right, so essays, how exactly important are they for the college admissions process? Wait, does that make sense? How exactly? How important exactly? If you're applying to colleges with the Common Application, which is the main application people use nowadays to apply to colleges, you will have to write one main essay that is 650 words maximum, and other applications like the Coalition application and QuestBridge also have a similar thing. Along with this main essay, you'll most likely also have an additional information section that you have to write. Each individual college also requires you to answer a specific set of supplemental essay questions. This really depends on the specific college, but sometimes the questions are similar and tend to overlap. All right, now that you have a brief background on college essays for the application process, we're going to talk about tips that have consistently remained useful throughout the years. The first and most important step is to brainstorm your ideas. There are many ways to do this, but generally you want to be able to gather your thoughts and ideas through self-reflection and journaling. You should ask questions to yourself like, why do I do the things that I do? What are some key characteristics that I want to convey about myself? And oftentimes you'll realize that some of these characteristics actually align properly with some of your dream colleges. For example, Yale really likes intellectual curiosity, and if that's a characteristic that you have and it's important to you, make sure to write about it and convey it somehow. During the brainstorming process, I would recommend you are intentional about it and maybe plan out specific time blocks where you think about these ideas. But also, it's just very useful to carry a notepad or a notebook and write down any idea, thought, joke, topic that is interesting to you. A lot of the times, ideas can come spontaneously, so if you start this process early, you can just gradually and slowly journal every single day. You can also think about these prompts while you're doing something that you love, something that is more passive, like working out, walking, jogging, talking with a friend. The questions can start more broad and then get more specific gradually. For example, literally just answer, what is it that you like? What is it that you love? Do you like eating? Do you like food? Okay, what is it about food that you like? Do you like the fact that it comes from different cultures and you can learn more about stuff like that, basically? Ask questions and then figure out how your own personal identity affects the passions and the things that you are interested in and the things that you love. The second tip is, once you have these topics and ideas down, just write it. A more proper term is to vomit write, just put it into life. A lot of the times we have an inner critic that prevents us from doing something. This is not only for writing essays, it's a feeling that you get for when you make YouTube videos or just creating something in general. We try to give ourselves so many excuses to not do it, but the number one step is just to get started, because motivation, for the most part, doesn't come from thinking about something. It comes from taking action, and then that one step leads to another, and you become motivated and inspired to continue the process. When I say put it to life, this could be either through a free write session about specific topics that you found through your brainstorming sessions, or you could take the extra step and already look at the college application prompts and try freestyling and brainstorming on those. For example, I know Yale has a topic about talking about a community, and let's say throughout your brainstorming process, you're able to think about and find concrete examples of your community and how you affected it. Now just vomit write anything you can about that specific topic. Now the third tip is to refine and revise your essay. At this point, your essay might be a little bit messy, it might not have a clear thesis, but now you can refine it and revise it and look at it and be like, hey, okay, what is it that I'm truly trying to communicate here? Am I doing that efficiently? But the only way to get to this stage in the process in the first place is to get out of your comfort zone and get out of your head and just put the ideas in the paper in the first place. It's a great idea to ask for feedback from teachers, guidance counselors, friends, family members, strangers, but at the end of the day, don't let their revisions affect your true voice. I'm gonna cite a little excerpt from Yale's admissions website directly. The Yale application tries to get at the personal side of the applicant through the use of several short essays whose scope is broad enough to accommodate most writers. We encourage you to take the writing of the essay seriously and to write openly and honestly about activities, interests, or experiences that have been meaningful to you. What is most important is that you write in your own voice. If an essay doesn't sound like the person who writes it, it cannot serve very well as a personal statement. As with every document in the application, we read essays very carefully and try to get a full sense of the human being behind them. Admissions officers want to know your personality, let your real voice shine through. Once again, they want to know the way you think, your motivations, why do you do the things that you do. This is part of the college application process where you can really show that you are more than just a number, that you're more than just a statistic. Now the fourth tip is more meta, and that is to distribute your ideas, activities throughout your whole entire application. What I mean by this is that maybe your main Common App essay topic can talk about a very, very specific topic that you're very passionate about that can encompass a lot of these different themes, but you could also use these supplemental essay questions to distribute your personality, other interests. You want to be able to show different but authentic sides sides of you throughout the application, but if you do it well, these seemingly different parts of you are able to weave together and connect you and unite you as a whole, if that makes sense. For example, in one of my essays, I talked about my passion for theater and performance. In another essay, I talked about my passion for student government. And in some of the other essays, I just talked about my passion for like working out and exercise. But all these things were truly important and shaped who I was and showed how I loved being of service to other people and cooperating and helping other people out. Figure out what are the central themes that can connect all of these different aspects and interests that you have. Now, the fifth tip is mainly a logistical one, but just make sure that you are reviewing your work. Do you have any grammatical errors? Are you distributing your interests properly? Are you even answering the prompt correctly and succinctly? For example, I have a bad habit of using flowery language and I'm trying to improve that, but just get straight to the point. Don't use fancy language just for the sake of using fancy language. Use your true voice and you don't have to sound smart or force it. As cliche as it is, just make sure that you're being yourself, you're reviewing it with yourself and with other people, and honestly, you'll be good to go. Now, something that I wanted to talk about quickly that is also very important is the additional information section in the Common App. You can pretty much use this section for anything you want. You can make any clarifications for your school's program, any struggles that you faced. Literally just use it to provide more context for your application, because at the end of the day, admissions officers are looking at your specific application, but they need context to help better understand it. All right, so that's pretty much it for this video, and if you have any other questions or topics you want me to talk about, please comment down below or email me at arnold.setiatti@yale.edu. And be sure to check out the links in the resources down below, including the free Yale Admissions podcast, as well as Yale's website directly. Thank you so much, and consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and clicking on that bell notification icon so that you are informed on future uploads. But thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.